This is the geopolitical fault line where Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan meet. It is one of the most volatile regions on the planet, not because of a single conflict, but because of many overlapping ones. Here, communities are fractured, borders are crossed almost daily, and both militants and state forces conduct covert operations in pursuit of power. In recent years, violence in this region has intensified far beyond its historical norm. Cross-border clashes have become routine. In January, Baloch insurgents launched coordinated attacks inside Iran and Pakistan. Iran responded with airstrikes on militant positions inside Pakistan. Pakistan then retaliated by striking camps inside Iran. Only weeks later, Pakistan's Air Force bombed Taliban-linked units inside Afghanistan after an earlier attack. A separate Taliban faction had already clashed with Iranian forces near the border the year before. In October, separatists attacked Karachi's airport, killing Chinese engineers. This was not an isolated incident, but part of a broader pattern. These events reveal how deeply insurgency, ethnic grievances, and regional rivalries are now intertwined. According to the 2024 Global Security Index, Pakistan ranks as the fourth most affected country by militancy, Afghanistan 6th, and Iran 26th. Nationalists, jihadists, militias, and governments are all fighting simultaneously. With every new strike, the situation deteriorates. This tri-border region is slowly turning into a single continuous battlefield. Borders here no longer function as barriers, but as temporary lines that shift with each escalation. The region is also among the most hostile places on Earth for women. The Taliban has imposed increasingly extreme morality laws, including bans that prevent women from even hearing one another speak. The instability is not confined to the present. Beneath today's borders lies the shadow of an older region once known as Khorasan. Khorasan was once a powerful cultural and political center ruled by competing Turkic and Iranian dynasties. Power shifted so frequently that no lasting central authority ever formed. Over time, the region became Asia's version of the Wild West. In the 19th and 20th centuries, it turned into a strategic battleground between the Russian and British empires. Russia advanced from the northern steppes. Britain pushed northward from the Indian subcontinent. Caught between them was a fragile Afghan state. After years of confrontation, a treaty in 1893 transformed Afghanistan into a British client. That agreement created the Durand Line. The border was drawn with no regard for geography, history, or local realities. It sliced directly through ethnic communities that had lived together for centuries. The Pashtun people were hit hardest. Entire towns and cities were divided overnight. Peshawar, one of the most important Pashtun cities, ended up outside Afghanistan. For Pashtuns, losing it felt like losing a limb. To this day, Afghan governments have never accepted the Durand Line. Nearly 3 times as many Pashtuns now live in Pakistan as in Afghanistan. This fuels territorial claims over Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan regions. If Afghanistan were ever to unite the Pashtuns politically, its internal balance of power would shift dramatically. Control over Balochistan would also give Afghanistan access to the sea, ending its landlocked status. This vision has been shared by every Afghan government, including the Taliban. Although the Taliban avoids openly labeling itself as Pashtun nationalist, its roots are deeply embedded in Pashtun society. Like its predecessors, it rejects the Durand Line entirely. This is where conflict begins to multiply. The Pakistani Taliban exists solely to challenge Pakistan's control over Pashtun majority regions. Designated a terrorist organization in 2008, it has waged a brutal campaign of bombings, kidnappings, and attacks on civilians. Thousands have died. Schools, mosques, and public spaces have been targeted. This creates a paradox. Pakistan and the Afghan Taliban once maintained close ties, but those ties have weakened as the Afghan Taliban aligns more closely with Pakistani militants. At the same time, Pakistan responds with drone and missile strikes while carefully avoiding direct conflict with Kabul. The result is an unstable and deeply unusual conflict dynamic. Adding to the chaos is ISIS-Khorasan. Emerging in 2015, the group thrives in disorder and focuses its attacks on Afghanistan rather than Pakistan. Meanwhile, Taliban leaders have formed alliances with Baloch separatist groups. The Baloch, like the Pashtuns, are divided across borders and feel politically marginalized. Most Baloch live in Pakistan, where they make up a small minority. In Iran, Baloch communities are religiously and culturally distinct, making them the country's most alienated ethnic group. Several militant organizations operate under the Baloch banner, including the BLF, BLA, and Iran-based Jaish al-Adl. In recent years, these groups have gained access to advanced weapons, increasing the lethality of their attacks. In 2024 alone, hundreds were killed in Pakistan by Baloch attacks on infrastructure and transport. Chinese nationals have become frequent targets, escalating international tensions. Water scarcity adds another explosive layer. The Helmand River dispute between Iran and Afghanistan remains unresolved. Dams built upstream limit water flow downstream, fueling confrontation. Past agreements rely on goodwill that no longer exists. Borders across Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan are slowly eroding. Ethnic conflict, militancy, resource shortages, and proxy warfare are merging into one crisis. This triad is already among the most dangerous places on Earth. If escalation continues, it risks pulling entire states into direct conflict. History shows that major wars often begin with small actors forcing larger powers to react. If reason fails, the region could ignite into something far worse. And once that happens, there will be no easy way out.